My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon 2. Last run was pretty successful, so we have a decent amount of candles of hope to be spending here.
Hearts and minds will carry the day.
Very first thing I'm going to do is go to the working fields. We're going to start picking up some trinkets, some combat items, some inn items, some stagecoach items, and those are going to help us determine the direction of our run.
Reticent at first, the farmers grew to appreciate our interest in their lifestyle and their lands.
Interesting, the Dark Impulse Unforgettable Trinket. So it gives 20% extra debuff resistance, which is really impactful. However, gives you negative 10% damage per negative token on the character. I do wonder if maybe a leper would hold this quite well. Back in the working fields, another trinket.
Is to make it real once more.
And what we just made real is the Adrenalizing Ash. At turn end, a 15% chance to give speed next round. However, on miss, a 20% chance to daze. Alright, another trinket.
Every twinkling recollection is another implement at our disposal.
Well, well, well. Fate's Foreteller. Gain on bleed, blight, or burn resist, heal 20%. Oh man, I feel like a man-at-arms seems appropriate at this time. I could have a man-at-arms that has Bulwark, I think it is, as the line for the character, which gives them extra resistances. They could guard other characters on the field as well, and in doing so, could provide us a tank that heals itself. Impactful. Let's have a look at some combat items.
A drop of sanity in a sea of madness.
The neutralizing powders, which are an important, similar version to the ablative powders we've seen before. However, for blight, increasing our resistance and giving a stress resist if we manage to hit that resistance against something.
New instruments will help us diagnose the world's affliction.
Clotting powders
and overcome it.
The exact same thing. Now the combat items cost 2. Maybe I should just get out of 1 as the costs for those. Let's go for a stagecoach item.
A welcome advancement in the science of survival.
Surgeon's Mixing Kit, medical gear. Before each location, there is a chance to produce restorative items.
Thought for tools of iron. Such implements will serve us well.
There's also a compress kit. Increases stacking for poultices by 6 per stack. And +2 quantity of produced items from mortar and pestle. Interesting. So synergy directly there between 2 items. An almanac for 15% extra damage whilst in the Fator. Take another couple more trinkets, I think. The Insulating Insignia. A random ally on turn start, a third of the time gets a block token. However, on miss, if you are the first in the turn order, you gain combo. The Distracting Dust. Apply on hit a 15% chance to blind the enemy. On miss, a 15% chance to give them crit. Let's take one more trinket, I think. The Dead Ringer. On hit, 15% chance to daze the enemy. On miss, 20% chance to speed them up. Let's take some inn items as well. Oh, straight up leeches, just remove a disease. Great. The Book of Creative Insults. A book that until the next inn gives at round start a 5% chance to gain taunt on a character. And Whittling Tools. -3 stress. I almost want to get trinkets until up to the point that it costs 2 candles for each. Fishmonger's Gloves. Apply on hit if its a rated item is also equipped. 1 bleed a third of the time. If its a rated item is equipped, it also gives you a 33% bleed resistance piercing. And on miss, a 15% chance to give 2 bleed to the self.
To recall a thing is to make it real once more.
A Blistering Bugle at turn start, 50% chance to taunt at turn start. If you are starting the turn order, never mind. I mean, that's going to be great for the Man-at-Arms as well. Hastening History. Random ally on turn end has a third chance to gain speed. At turn start, if your speed is equal to or lesser than 2, 10% chance to be stunned. Not even dazed, straight up stunned. The silent treatment. So this is a curse item? What do they call them? A cultist trinket? An unforgettable trinket? If a stained item is equipped, and we do have a stained item, it was one of the first ones we picked up. At round start, a 2/3 chance to become stealthed. If you are stealthed, you do plus 50% chance to crit. However, if you don't have stealth, which you can lose by using it, interesting, you take 50% extra damage. Interesting. Let's go one more trinket. The Mortal Ward. On entering Death's Door, you gain crit, a dodge plus token, and -2 strength. Alright, I have a fair few ideas for the kind of party that we might want to run with these.
Memory is the hearth that warms the mind.
Increased chance that candles appear at map locations, increased debris further up. 20 more to upgrade here, and I would get 12 relics every time I go to a hoarder, as well as a free random item every time I go to an academic's cache, as well as 12 relics and 20 baubles anytime I go to the Valley Inn. More than happy to pick that up. Sanctuary, arriving at hospitals gives, at a hospital rather, gives heroes plus 10% to their HP and -1 to their stress. I do want these upgrades that just make general locations significantly better for us. Okay, I've got 4 left over. Do I have a...
Hearts and minds will carry the day.
Do I have any character that really cares about an investment of 4 more? Not especially.
I recall evenings spent sipping wine in the square, marveling at the architecture I was sure would outlast us both.
Final thing I'm going to do here, maybe
These are beaten,
pick up one more
broken
trinket.
souls, and yet our fortunes ride with them.
The Inert Indicia. Indicia? Something around there. Indelible Trinket. Gain when hit if the target... Gain when hit. If you're stunned, regen 2. Interesting. Gain on stun resistance, a positive token. Gain on daze resistance, a positive token. Interesting.
Once more,
Very powerful start for a run to just have all of these to begin with.
Remains.
I definitely feel like a Man-at-Arms is appropriate for this team. I also feel like a Flagellant would be appropriate for this team. So suddenly I'm thinking like, you know, that's 2 ways of keeping my party alive.
Of your denial, perched precariously in the murky gloaming.
And those are 2 very potent ways of keeping my party alive as well. So there's stress management in that team also.
Eyes
even
wild beneath their masks, the assembled devotees shared their terrible theories of timeless, extra-dimensional intelligences, of forces beyond human comprehension.
I think my main
The
concern...
crossroads. Wait by the lantern's light, and welcome what help may come.
is that I'm not certain who my backline should be. Oh, Flagellant. On the first round, you have 5 extra speed. You have, unfortunately though, in general, -2 speed. Blundering is really rough to have on a Flagellant. Combat start, 50% chance to gain vulnerability when you move, 1 damage, a fourth of the time. Let's have a look at our Man-at-Arms. You're nervous, so you get a little bit extra speed. You get stressed out a little bit. That's fine. You're a Gaunt hater as well.
Pride. More devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
The Jinx. Interesting. Paracelsus, you have applied to attacker. Right, so people who hit you. 25% chance to give them... And these are awe as well. Okay, so they will get something for hitting the Plague Doctor, is my understanding here. And it's a 4th chance to either be a combo token, a weakened token, vulnerability, or blindness. Shroud Explorer. Plus 100% scouting there. Knows where to find resources in the Tangled, and like versing pillages. Negative 5% max HP. When damaged, a 15% chance to become blind. Hilarious. On guard as well for the leper. I mean, look, I don't love it. I don't feel like the jest is necessary, and a large amount of the reason I don't feel like the jest is necessary is because it's not going to allow me to put that much damage out to the back line of the enemies. Like,
Zealotry, an undying blight upon the soul.
let's have a look at the Examine It line here. So this is the line that gives low health. Obviously, the Flagellant would then be the character that I might want to give, you know, the whenever you get on death's door, buffs to. But low health grants great potency to blight and buff alike. So, what skills are you affecting? Punish, Acid Rain, Sepsis, and Lash's Gift. Are you really affecting Punish? Oh, if our own HP is below 50%, it will do 2 extra blight to the target. Okay, I like that, I like that. What are the other skills you're affecting? Acid Rain, Sepsis, and Lash's Gift. Okay, so Sepsis is not yet unlocked, unfortunately. Right, of course, Lash's Gift gives a 10% heal to the self. Also gives a crit token, a dodge token, removes all negative tokens, and removes combo. Oh, wow! We can use this in any position, but it no longer targets another position. That's interesting. We can set up a crit token on ourselves from Lash's Gift. Obviously, Deathless hasn't changed, nor Endure. Acid Rain did, though, and it's got the same effect of if the HP is low, you can do extra damage. More. I mean, I really don't actually want our Flagellant to be taking the damage here, so more didn't really seem to make that much sense. And while I could use Suffer in this party, I don't think that would be necessarily immediately appropriate. Let's drop Fester for Acid Rain, and then just keep you in that slot at the moment, Flagellant. So realistically, I feel like Grave Robber comes back out. I do feel like I am maybe overutilizing the Grave Robber a little bit at the moment. Let's have a look at Venom Drop as a different possibility here. A rank flexible role that sacrifices range damage for Blight and Mobility. So it affects a bunch of different skills, but how is our Blight truly affected? What? Really? That doesn't seem different. Yeah, that's not different. It does less damage, in fact. Oh, okay, that's right, because the effects of Venom Drop in general are outside of the skills exclusively. That is to say, when Self is stealthed, +2 Blight dealt. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. So what? We could give you the stealthing trinket? And you would constantly be critting by attacking out of stealth? You would be very vulnerable, but you would also be a very high priority for the man-at-arms to attempt to defend. -3 speed as well. Pirouette, Glint in the Dark, Shadow Fade. For Blight and Mobility. So I think the big reason that this is slightly difficult here is because a lot of this is built around the stealth build, which like Dead of Night gives us pretty good access to stealth. But other than that, it feels like Shadow Fade, Pirouette, Glint in the Dark, all of those are going to be pretty important for this kind of a build. I'm gonna opt you in for a moment.
Into the catacombs of the mind.
I do want another damage character in this position. I do really like the idea of it being the Jester. We already have so much stress management though. We've got health management from the Trinket that we're going to put on Man-at-Arms. We've got health management from the Flagellant. We've got health management individually from Audrey being able to use Dead of Night. And then on top of all of that, I'd be looking to add another stress management? No. Really, I want to add the Occultists so that I can start trying to utilize them. Specifically, I want to add the Occultist so that I have the ability to try and gain some of the more spicy Binding Shadows, Malediction, and Nisa's Burning Stars, which I've heard a lot of good things about, and Chaotic Offering. I don't know what it does at all yet. I just know that it's apparently very, very cool. I also know that I need to get a bunch of extra abilities on my Vestal in order to actually have you be significantly useful. I feel like the last slot here does need to be reasonably damaging. I don't know, what if we went for a Sky Slapped Warlock in this position? Sacrificial Stab is another of their abilities because they're in rank 3. Sure, they can have the weird reconstruction. Even if they bleed a target, they might heal the target again if it happens to be our Man-at-Arms in the front line. A Weakening Curse, as well as vulnerability hacks, demons. Ooh, the upgraded the Weakening Curse for Remove Crit, something we often haven't had access to. I'll be honest, I really thought that I was going to end up taking the Jester or the Plague here. But if I can get away without it,
one must embrace it.
I think I'd like to. 25% extra damage on those range skills, love that idea. Venom Drop, I mean... yeah, I am running you as a damaging character. So Bulwark is not the thing I was looking for. Sorry, it's Sergeant. Lower damage on the self, however, no chance of moving him. And on allies start turn, have a chance to give them higher resistances. So also just very quickly check your abilities. Not going to be too impactful, I can't imagine. Those are right. Do I want Vulnerability Hex? I don't believe I need it early on. Alright. I think we have our party. It is almost 20 minutes in. Alas. That's okay. That's how long it took to build the party. Of course, I gotta give these bad boys names before we head out. We have our Jazzy Man-at-Arms. We have John the Flagellant. Helped out by Moms the Occultist. And finally, Mr. Gibberish is our Grave Robber. Excellent. Alright, let's head out into the fields. Have I missed anything? Rank flexible damage. Defense, healing, stealth, recovery. I don't know. I'm not going to say this party is definitely going to win at all or anything like that, but I feel like it's pretty well prepared.
Sacred and sputtering. The last hope for us all.
Okay, so Fate's Foreteller. On Resist, please gain health. On John, you're taking the Mortal Ward. The Blistering Bugle as well makes a bunch of sense on the Sergeant. That is to say, at turn start, a 50% chance to gain Taunt. Beautiful. I would love that character get attacked relentlessly, please. Lower damage per negative token, but that just enables you to take on the stealth. Excellent. Moms, what do you want? What could you possibly be interested in? I mean, the fact that I'm going to be using Sky Slaps a lot of the time makes me feel like something that is quite useful against the enemy's backline. Oh, Distracting Dust. Seems like that would be an element of that. I can go for Hastening History, because I am not slowed, and I would give the ability to speed up my allies. So now we just have John remaining. Looking for one more trinket to put on you. Probably a Nerd Indicia, right? Indicia. Excellent. Let's go to our combat items. Just get Plotting Powders and the other ablative down. There we go. Now we feel much more comfortable, don't we? It's time to have a look at our goals and conditions.
The point of no return welcomes you with open arms.
Use Abyssal Artillery 3 times plus in a single fight. I can imagine we will do that.
The Nile is giving way.
Enter the Sprawl, I guess. I hope so. We'll see. Okay, so Widow, if I pull you out of position to the very, very, very front of the squad, you'll use Don't Look to blind and move backwards. That's great. Which is to say, yoink! Ooh, Miss Gibberish, you've started your turn in stealth, which means we have a, 55% chance to crit here. Hell yeah. Let's try it on Flashing Daggers, actually.
Well
We crit both of you, and they both resisted the blight? Oh, so rude. I'm gonna demand you all attack me, please. And the me in this instance is Jazzy, Man-at-Arms. There we go! Heal us back up.
Steady yourself.
How dare you crit? Gotta rectify my positioning there. Good lord, I really didn't expect a crit. I'm gonna throw a Poison Dart, still with a 55% chance to crit, because of the combo on that target in the backline. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. What? Oh, no, we weren't stealth. Never mind. I've realized what has happened here. Let's kill the Widow with a Sacrificial Stab. Ooh. Oh, it only gets the buff when the target has combo, or on upgrade gets it on Killing Blow. Ooh. Good to know. Nice. As a Gaunt hater, we just managed to cure our stress by hitting the enemy. Unfortunately, didn't manage to crit there. However, we did land both stacks of the Blight.
A petty hindrance.
Alright.
A fortune in memories long forgotten.
Movement and stun resist, but lowered death blow resist. Don't really think anyone's going to be running that.
Rest and resupply await you.
Oh, I can hardly wait. That battle really took it out of us. You can see Jazzy's... Oh, never mind, he's got his health back. We're all good.
We would come here in summers of years gone to write, think, and rest.
The Book of Creative Insults. At round start, a 5% chance to gain Taunt. Put that on Jazzy, makes a bunch of sense. Leeches, don't need that yet. Whittling Tools, don't need those yet. Let's have a look at the routes.
Every road a winding torment. Every turn bent on our destruction.
Oh, damn. The Price of Pride. An indelible trinket for the Man-at-Arms. Gain when you are hit, a third of the time, a block plus token. On attack, when using Bellow, a 10% chance to stun enemies. And at turn start if you're first in the turn order, which just doesn't happen, become blinded. I really, really like the idea of taking that. Loathsome has plus 100% to Oblivion Tears and asks me to fight 6 or fewer road battles. The Fator has negative 100% to field hospitals and asks me to visit a creature den. I definitely feel like I'm going to the Tangle here.
Planning and mindfulness, as vital to survival as sharpened steel.
See, I do have an Almanac for plus 15% damage in the Fator, though.
One learns quickly when survival demands it.
The Sprawl is not the location I believe I'm going. Ooh, 100% extra Hero Shrine scouting locations. Legitimately quite good. Obviously, let's get the Orphan Wolf Pet Cub. Except, also, I only just learned, apparently I have the ability to change the name of the pet.
Conventional fare, but fairly priced.
The Republic Art. There we go. Yeah, apparently I can change the name of the pet. Maybe not on this screen, though. Can I do it from... Yes. Reginald. Excellent. Feeling a lot better about this build now. Might as well take the Almanac, even though I don't intend to use it. Yeah. For the Tangle.
Trenches and tents. The front lines of a war that was never fought.
I think pretty much everyone currently has tagged an ability that would be very useful in the Tangle. That is to say, in possibly killing the Sleeping General as a lair fight. Part of that is that John has the ability to hit back 2 lines with Acid Rain, and that gets more potent when our Flagellant is on low health. Part of that is the fact that Abyssal Artillery slapping the back line is also pretty ideal for a fight like that. Oh boy. I don't think Lashes Gifts needs an upgrade just yet. The Weakening Curse, though. I do think one of our curses would make a lot of sense. Probably not the Vulnerability Hex, if I'm entirely honest. As an upgrade. See, I really want to be upgrading for damage right now. Dead of Night would give me, not in the Sleeping General boss fight, but it would give me a little bit more stress management, in addition to the ability to gain multiple stacks of stealth at the same time, so that I can attack from stealth and then remain stealthed afterwards. Which would be very nice. I suspect Bolster is going to be a really good pickup, but I really do feel like I should take a damage for the second one here. Acid Rain doesn't get significantly better enough to justify itself. I think I take Abyssal Artillery as my upgrade. So if I intend to go for the Sleeping General, the Sleeping General bleeds us. So I'm going to take some more clotting powders. I'm also going to prepare with a bunch of food. Everyone just take some extra max HP into that fight, please. Anything else I need to do here at the moment? Books of creative insults. No. Speed bag. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. I'm going to try and get our relationships off to a good start with the whiskey flask. Extra healing received from skills. I don't know if I need to use that. Pouch of Lie. I have a mission on our man-at-arms to use 4 pouches of Lie, but I just rather expect that I'm not going to do that. Let's take 2 Glimmers of Hope as well, and I think then we're probably done. I don't think anyone has any relationship charges in any way towards anyone else. Nope. Cool. Let's try and make our front line more comfortable with one another and our back line more comfortable with one another. Final thing would be placing our powders. Our combat items, that is. Excellent. Final time of checking the provision and make sure there's absolutely nothing here that I give a heck about. There's absolutely nothing here that I give a heck about. Let's go to the Tangle, baby. Yeah. I'm ready. Are you, Sleeping General? I suspect not.
War. Rewards only. Resignation.
Bit unfortunate. So there is a hero shrine off to the right, and then I have to take a very specific path thereafter. I probably don't want to start with an assistance encounter. And this is a free road to travel to the other assistance encounter, which gets us to the hero shrine. So I'm going to take the left here to an unknown. I guess ideally, yeah, I'm hoping this to be an Oblivion tier and then behind it to be something that we fight. Unfortunately, it's not. It's an Oasis. I mean, an Oasis isn't necessarily bad as long as I have the ability to bottle some of it up and take it away with me. Yes, Jazzy, we'll wet our whistles for the road. We lose 5 torch here in order to pick up 3 stacks of mineral-rich spring water. For some great stress healing. I'm gonna hold those on our Flagellant for the moment. Let's go to the safe insistence encounter path, also the one that actually leads towards the hero shrine I'm looking for. Who uses the hero shrine is probably a pretty key question at this point in time. I really feel like John might be a premium target. So might Mr. Gibberish though.
There is still time.
It's not Jazzy. We're 15 torch down. I can offer some of my torch. Unfortunately, that's negative relationship triggers consistently there. Do I want combat items or do I want food? I'm going to take the food. And Jazzy will perform a slightly better relationship with one character and a slightly worse relationship with another. I was happy doing this because I know the Flagellant and Moms, that is to say John and Moms, are getting along quite well at the moment. So nuking their relationship down to a 9 is fine, whereas I know that difficult to perfectly remember. Mr. Gibberish and... I do internalize these quite quickly, at least. Mr. Gibberish and Jazzy have quite a poor relationship, so I didn't want to harm theirs any further. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna take Mr. Gibberish. It's time to learn more about the grave robber. He meant to leave me as a pauper or a corpse, rather, eventually, I'm certain.
Chapter 4. Filthy Rich. To preserve her social standing, she would pilfer the rings from his fingers, the gold from his teeth.
I can only move back or forward one space. The rank ahead of us is going to be searched at the end. Watched, protected by the Vault Watchman. Okay, okay. So I think my only choice right now is to take a moment. Annoyingly, I really don't think that was what I wanted. Alas. Oh, never mind, we get a free turn here. Because I've got cooldown 2 on that ability. Someone there, you're gonna check the front slots. I guess that's fine, but I guess that means I should prowl backward one space. Prowl forward one space. Take a moment, you can check those and I can move forward again. Open coffin requires a target that has no watched. I mean, yeah. A painful trick, that. I mean, it's stress, but it at least isn't otherwise harming us as much. I'm gonna open this coffin and find some trinkets and baubles. That suits my complexion. Yes, a living complexion. I mean, pick to the face, let's just finish off the Vault Watchman. And I can inspect all of these to my heart's content. Ah. Take a quick moment here. Ooh, blocking 50 from the next hit. Hang on. I can't get away from this, and with a damage range of 4 to 4 and 5 health on the enemy, I definitely can't finish them off with Pick to the Face, despite the fact that Pick to the Face is supposed to go under block, but this version of Pick to the Face does not. I think I'm just gonna open the coffin. We get seen, and that's a lot of stress, and we go to the very back. I guess I don't want to take a moment right now. I'll move forward one space. Ooh, a rare opportunity to move another space here, which I'll take. Unfortunately, that is now watched by the Vault Watchman. Definitely want to take a moment as soon as possible. I need that cooldown to begin. Make sure that I don't stress out. Oh, never mind. I can open the husband's coffin now. And there you are, with all that you owe me.
She was awash in exhilaration.
Yes.
The glint in her eyes outshining the fistful of ill-gotten gains.
Shadow Fade. Used from the front 2 positions, and it has a cooldown of 2. It gives self, stealth 2, and back 2. A position rectifying ability. As well as very important for a lunge/stealth build. That is to say, a build that uses lunge getting it to the front line, and then uses Shadow Fade, moving it backwards and giving it stealth, and then uses Lunge again, which gives Lunge, rather, when Self is stealthed, has the ability to ignore, on upgrade at least, block tokens and dodge tokens. Oh, Lunge also gives Blight Resistance Piercing, interestingly. I'm going to pick up Shadow Fade for rectifying positioning, should suddenly be needed. Yes, we're doing a little worse for wear at the moment, that's fine. Ooh, at least this is a combat encounter, so yes, I am going to gain an Oblivion here, but I'm also going to lose one. It's important to...
These seasoned soldiers were deployed to a winding front, meant to prevent the cult's descent from the mountain.
It's important to count both the successes and the not those. One problem we're probably going to run into a lot here is the power of enemies' blight resistance. Really want to blight up and kill that drummer. First off, I'm going to pump the torch. Then, I think it's probably most appropriate to roll Defender on someone that they can hit, and I believe, yeah, their Atrophic Cuts can hit line 3. I don't want our Occultist to randomly take a huge amount of damage here, that would suck. I could try and pull their Arbalist forward to position 1, forcing them to use Hip Shot. Or I could just roll Abyssal Artillery for damage on the backline. Considering Moms is a lot of my backline damage strategy, let's go with that. Damn, that was a lot of damage. Oh, absolutely! Yes, taunt him up! Serrated Bolt, Atrophic Cuts. Bleed him! Bleed him! It's very important he bleeds! Well, actually, it's very important he resists bleeding, rather. Ignores guard on this thrown dagger. Let's ignore the guard then.
Finish this quickly.
Hell yeah. Now, Moms, you don't really need to do almost anything at this point. The Arbalist is already dead. So I think the thing that would make more sense would be weakening and setting up a combo on one of the remaining units on field. Let's use Stand Fast to try and make sure that we don't actually end up just losing a ridiculous amount of health. Ugh. I have a debuff, cannot gain block tokens, which... Cool. Dang, I didn't know that.
Incremental, but deadly all the same.
Ooh. 8. So that'll get you down to Death's Door. Probably worth starting to work through the tokens on the enemy here. Weird Reconstruction's not available at the moment.
Calculated generosity.
Yeah, I'm gonna damage myself in order to heal up the Man-at-Arms. with no resistances, it's going to be very difficult to activate the thing that I want to happen when I resist something. I'm below 50% of my own HP though, so I believe this will do extra blind. Yeah. Nice. Three, 6, roll a 3. Weakening curse, artillery. Yep. And the other one will also just die as soon as it gets to their turn. So realistically, do I have any recovery actions that I can pull before the end of this? 20 would be 33%, so unfortunately we can't use weird reconstruction. Yeah, I don't believe there's anything particularly useful we can do here. I guess I could get the Flagellant. Oh, Lash's Gift is only accessible from 20% or lower at this point as well. Oof. That's very much a get off death's door kind of tool. Alright. We'll finish off the enemy. Our traveling road heal should be enough to get us basically back to full health before we have our next encounter. Oh. Throwing dagger 2 times in a single fight. Easy. Ooh, you all came to play. You know what's up. You know what's up. Let's go to the lair.
Though decidedly inconvenient, at least we know what's coming.
What do you mean decidedly inconvenient? Love to road battle. Acid rain up that backline. I could use weird reconstruction here, or I could slap the backline for minimum damage on both targets. Wow. Not exactly what we were hoping to get from that. I'm going to use Crush on the Widow, who has a combo token on her, because that will force a heal on our Man-at-Arms, and I do like those.
Lethality writ large.
Oh, baby. 5 damage and 4 blight for the next 5 turns.
Collaboration confers advantage.
Strike down another lost soul for another heal?
Straightforward and effective.
Unless I care more about using Lash's Gift. I could kill the Urchin by trying to pull it forward at the moment. Or at least force it to die to its DOT.
Bravo!
Oh, that's a lot more damage than I thought you were capable of. Interesting. Yeah, Lash's Gift just seems like a good way to get off Death's Door, and almost nothing else. I'm gonna kill a corpse and then watch the final corpse die.
An unexpected find.
This, in this lair, I'm gonna have to use the first 2 fights to try and manage the health of my characters a lot. So look at our combat items. Neutralizing power. No, not going to be super relevant, I don't imagine, in that fight. Oh well. I mean, we're almost back up to half HP on John. It could be worse, I think.
Within every keep, a general and his loyal lumbering guard.
Frustratingly, I'm gonna have to manually move this entire party, basically. Shadow fade our way. And Jazzy, yeah, pump the torch. And then move to the front of the party. Yay, I rectified my positioning! Woohoo! Unfortunately, now it's time to take damage. Hang on. Hemorrhagic fever. Lower bleed resistant when moving, a chance to bleed. Rude. Obelisk.
Observe the subject carefully, and you will discover its weaknesses.
Yeah, when you're in the back position, Obelisk, you do have the ability to use Piercing Bolt Volley, but maybe... which would hit our front line, but maybe that doesn't count as an ability that you can use to target our front line? I'm only saying this because our front line was taunted, and they did not target our front line. Decent amount of blind on the enemy backline now. I do feel like weird reconstruction's appropriate at this point. Definitely feel like it's time to roll Defender on a character who has low health and a vulnerability token on themselves. And follow up here with mineral-rich spring water to heal the stress of our Occultist, and use Acid Rain to try and guarantee the eventual fate of this Obelisk.
This is no time to falter.
Oh! Oh. Thankfully we've got some taunt on our frontliner, because otherwise Atrophics would be able to hit the line where my Occultist is. Oh, and that could put a bleed on them. It didn't.
Of all.
Yikes. Let's use a Defender on you now. Gotta keep you alive. You're important.
A breakthrough.
Ridiculous blight. Ridiculous output of blight here from Miss Gibberish.
Hold fast. For who
Oh,
knows
good
what
lord.
lurks in the beyond.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll weird recons. Oh man, both of them are gonna get mad I didn't do it to them. 16! Very big heal. Our Flagellant is still not on death's door! That really surprises me. I will roll Lash's Gift. A dodge and a crit token still make a huge amount of difference at this point. I'm also going to use Crush on the foot soldier, guaranteeing that as soon as it gets to its turn, it dies. Weird reconstruction on the Flagellant, which doesn't do a huge amount at this point. My ability to take out the general is very, very, very low right now, and it's only getting lower.
A calculated
16 hell.
but a welcome one nonetheless.
Can't turn her nose up at 16 health. Get a lot of positive relationship triggers with one another as well here. Oh, I'm guaranteed to crit here. Giant heal. Stand fast, gain some block. I really want to crit, but I can't guarantee that it will, and that would only make the foot soldier go down to the... that would put the foot soldier at least on the ground. Nice. So now you will die to your DOT at the start of your turn. Pretty ideal. Five extra health on the Flagellant matters. Crit heal ourselves and set up for another crit heal on another target. Hey, I have dodge tokens. 50% chance to dodge that. I'm amazed that I'm using weird reconstruction every turn right now, without fail.
Well done.
Couldn't really describe myself as over the moon with the situation. So my item's gonna crit. That's so much less healing than I would be able to give with Deathless.
A steady subtraction, an invariable result.
Got to advance to the next section of this. Unfortunately, it does get more dangerous. Thankfully, they didn't shuffle us for the round one, though. Nice try. Alright, Bishop. Serve once more. Serve once more. That's bring an enemy back. Definitely don't want them to be able to do that. So definitely targeting the Bishop heavily here. I mean, Acid Rain was pretty much always going to be the first thing we'd know. I'm going to pull the Bishop out of position.
Carefully, and you will discover its weaknesses.
200% extra movement resist. I can't do it even if I tried. Currently, their drummer only gets one more action ever. Yeah, with the resist of the Blight, they still get one more action ever, and I just wasted my time. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. Got a roll defender on that guy. Never mind, still got down to the death's door. Oi! With a DOT, now it's possible that he just dies immediately. I would deeply prefer that not to be the case, but I don't have a huge amount of control over that at the moment. I'm gonna use weird reconstruction for 1 health, and it bled them. There we go. The drummer's giving out the marching orders. Stand fast in the front line. Bishop doesn't have death blow resistance, so I can throw flashing... No, I can't throw flashing daggers unless I guarantee that the Bishop takes 2 or a crit. Ooh, or misses its blight resistance. I think that's enough overlapping ways for it to be okay. I'm gonna throw this. Nice. That's not nice. Do I lose him? I didn't lose him immediately, at least. I've got 2 crit charges on myself. Wow. Removal. Negative tokens. Extra dodge. All those kinds of things. I'm gonna use mineral-rich spring water.
Simple kindness.
Before using a Lash's gift on myself. Oh, there's so much bleed. Yeah, both the drummer and the bishop are going to die as soon as their turn begins. I'm comfortable in and confident about that.
A steady subtraction, an invariable result.
I gotta have at least one person with good health. No movement from the Arbalist either, thank you. Annoyingly, the real thing is I just gotta keep healing.
Collaboration confers advantage.
Thunk away some of your armor.
A small foundation.
That was important. That now buys me the ability to use Deathless with a crit charge on our Cultist. Getting us back to much more comfortable health positionings.
Hold fast.
Would have been lovely to crit there, alas.
In the beyond.
That is to say, for me to crit the enemy there, rather than any other interpretation of it.
This road cannot be
Thank
walked
you.
alone.
Stop bleeding each other for so much damage, though, please.
A master stroke.
There we go. I finally set up a target to die. Take the stress off of our frontliner and put it onto the Flagellant. Of course. Definitely try and keep you alive, buddy.
A breakthrough.
Plus 100% crit heal. Oh, yes! 20! That matters! And we'll kill the enemy. I mean, is it the best health of all time? No. No, not really. The Footman's Grog. At turn start, converts negatives to positives, that is to say vulnerability to block, or weakness to strength. Greater Gilded Mind, 25% stress resistance, and 15% death blow resistance. I love the idea of giving that to our Flagellant. Unwavering Standard, the General's whoa, 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 what? The General's Dream. Corpses do 200% extra damage. Or do you do... We do 200% extra damage to corpses. And at combat start, we are... We? The enemies? Us? That looks like it's us. It's got to be the enemies. It's got to be the enemies are made not capable of moving on the field, and because of that, killing corpses is much more important, but I have corpse clearing abilities, so... Let's do it. I prepared for this fight.
Locked in a nightmare slumber, he is tortured by failures both real and imagined. Malaise, measured and steady.
Let's use clotting powders on one of our frontliners first. Dang. Oh, I really wanted to get the blight on him. Let's use clotting powders
In
next.
crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
The soil stirs, rather. I really feel like stand fast this early on is going to be very appropriate. Give me some block tokens and give me block tokens for a couple more turns now, please.
Empowered, emboldened.
I'm gonna yell at you. Yeah. There's the bleed starting to come out. I don't feel like I should roll weird reconstruction on myself right now.
Lethality writ large.
I go for some sky slaps and I get a good crit. Alright, gibberish. Everyone now has the clotting powders on.
Advantage.
Please. We have 100% chance to crit this because of the combo token on the target as well as the plus 50 from us being stealthed at the moment. And when you crit, you pierce through 20% of the resistance, so there's a 10% chance that the enemy can resist the blights here. Please don't.
The enemy weakens
Didn't.
and wins.
That's so much blight. Ooh. John, please heal up the Occultist. I do almost feel like going for the weird reconstruction right now. This artillery has a possibility of setting up another combo token! Yes! Oh no, wait, hang on. That combo token doesn't unfortunately guarantee crits in the same way the previous one had. Never mind. It works. That blight is so impactful. That's really fundamentally probably going to be what keeps us alive. I kind of want to protect a target at the moment. Unfortunately, it doesn't give us extra block. Let's use Lash's gift, get ready for a crit. The enemy has some unsettling whispers to do. Still working, still getting good blight out on the enemy. Lovely. I'm gonna yell at you all. Thank you. It's hard not to roll weird reconstruction right now. And yet. Oh, we didn't even resist the bleed! God damn it! Oh, this is so annoying, unfortunately. I really need help from everyone.
A small foundation
four.
of trust. Relief comes rarely in these times.
There we go, we'll use the Mortal Ward aggressively. Losing a character's ability to act there is very much not helpful. Plus 100% for the crit heal. Damn it. We get 9 health on a character there, unfortunately.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
14 blight for 2 turns. I mean, not all of that is going to be 14. Like, it's only going to be like 6 available for the second turn or something like that. Annoyingly, if I don't actually do hits that can have the chance to bring this back, things are already pretty far beyond my control. Someone has to do the damage.
An interminable conflict.
Thankfully, they're no longer bleeding, at least. Let's get you off of Death's Door.
Ship forged through toil.
Okay, Jazzy. Yes! Oh god, it matters so much that we actually have a Resolute. It's been like 3 runs since anyone has been Resolute about anything! Okay. If I roll this Acid Rain, I'm going back down to Death's Door. I get a dodge token, I get 2 negative stress, and I get a crit token. And I just have to rely on John not being directly targeted, or dodging with the dodge tokens. I'm gonna have to rely on that, I think. It's not giving me back the Man-at-Arms, which I wanted. Oh wow, never mind, they managed to completely take over the Flagellant there. I legitimately didn't believe that was a possibility here.
dragged back from the
I've got to get him off of death's door. Oh, I hear something unsettling.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
And then repeat that unsettling thing. Unfortunately, we have another character, Mr. Gibberish, who does Meltdown. That makes sense. I would have been pretty surprised if I didn't have a single Meltdown this fight.
Fight through the fatigue.
Yeah, that's a toughie right there. Ooh, I did manage to blind the target. 2 stacks of blind. Prevents an unsettling whispers, but the AoE of that unsettling whispers still goes off. And now everyone's just gonna say some absolutely awful things to moms who'll melt down about it. That also makes sense. We've had a lot of positive relationship interactions in recent fights as well, so... Oh god, am I about to critically... Okay, cool. Yeah, this is not a good thing.
Cooperation is the key.
I don't like when this happens. I was managing it really, really well for the start of the fight. Unfortunately, it's no longer the start of the fight. They're on death's door, at least.
Sacrifice bestows an uncertain absolution.
That's really annoying.
The blood of the valorous and cowardly alike soaks this tainted soil.
I didn't even get the other side of the trinkets, unfortunately, there. Well, I mean, the Grave Robber mainly here was damage. Oh, never mind. Silent treatment. Oh, no. Do I really want that on anyone? No one else is capable of giving themselves stealth. Let's go to combat items first, because these are going to be the easiest ones to just put on people. I feel like I can even start throwing a lot of the rest of these trinkets. With the start of the turn order, no. Take the Unwavering Standard over the Blistering Bugle here. Possibility of protecting other units on the field. Kind of unfortunate that the Grave Robber managed to hit Death's Door right before the boss finally managed to attack all lines, immediately killing her. Her resistance would have been like, oh. Would have been like 87? Alas. We did manage to make it through at least. And that's worth something. As soon as I figure out what, I'll tell you. I'm gonna get rid of these vague trinkets, certainly. I'm not gonna get rid of the Fishmonger's gloves just yet. It's possible that I get a bleed-heavy hero. I don't really want to get any of these gone just yet, if I can avoid it. Let's roll one more sort and then move on. I'm not overly enthusiastic about the chances of our party at this point. I really thought I'd prepared so well for that fight that, like, you know, oh, he's gonna constantly try and bleed us, and he's not gonna be able to bleed us because I got these, and We're gonna be stress healing the entire time. I'm gonna be hitting the tap root at least twice every single time that I go through a combat round. Get it to recede as much as it's actually advancing. I guess maybe this build has a lot less damage than I thought it did. Ooh, scouting? Is that valuable for us at this point? No. I can make 0 decisions. Let's get some wheels. That's extra healing while we're driving along the road, so I think that's relatively worthwhile. Also saves us a couple of trinkets when we get to the next provisioner. One more road battle, one cultist encounter, one more road thing. Not sure exactly what that thing at the moment is.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
Yeah, let's pull you forward, buddy. Also roll some defender stuff here, seems appropriate. I also thought that Barristan would just constantly be healing. Oh, there we go. We got one. You know, from the Fates Foreteller. Stand fast for a wee bit more defense. Oh, 2 damage finishing blow. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Stop setting up combo. Definitely time for the bolster. Moving 2 stress from our party. And if we can keep one of you blind and have the other one die before they get to act, maybe we can get out of this scot-free. Certainly looking like it at the moment. Oh! Finally! An actual heal! That's something I love to see as well. Oh, nice crit heal there too. Is the stress resist on attempting to endure someone else's stress. We place all of the stress from the Occultist onto the Flagellant, and then the Flagellant and the Man-at-Arms share enough stress in order to roll up and do another bolster. Yeah, it was always going to end up being a crit there.
What lurks in the beyond.
I'm going to bellow at the enemy. And then punish. The general idea here is I want to get to another bolster, because that's another -2 stress for our party.
A small foundation of trust.
Okay, so I get 1 more round's worth of actions. That's fine by me. Let me yell at you.
Cunning. You may outwit them yet.
Gonna curse the enemy. And then we'll roll 1 final endure here. Seeing if I get that for free. Because of our stress resist on the Flagellant. I gotta say, the Flagellant has great items at this point.
We are the flame. burning brightly for all the world to see.
Over the moon about the possibility of running those for the rest of this time. Obviously, gotta get rid of that. Oh, even more items. Let's get rid of Hastening History. As well as the Dead Ringer. There we go. Make sure that I have one space available at all times so I can pick up anything that we should happen to run over. Jazzy finds our composure most bracing. John isn't very composed as much as good at keeping a lid on it. Right up until 10 stress, at which point they become extremely toxic. Well, we know who needs to die first in this fight, don't we? And it's both of the backliners. Ooh, very nice. Usually that would target 2 enemies. It can only hit one of us because we don't have a second person in the back line anymore. I think that was as much of a slam as I initially positioned it to be. Makes sense to try and take some of this damage off of the damaged. How dare they make that move invalid? Let's go for a giant heal on the Flagellant there. Unfortunately, the next 2 of my characters to act will both need to hit the Evangelist in the front line, which means that the Altar is going to get 1 more turn. That's really dangerous. Unless one of the turns I use is Bellow, that removes a stack of the Taunt. I can then punish the enemy's front line. Nice. And then before the enemy backline actually gets to act here, never mind, a Taunt has come out again, but it's only 1. So again, this should be okay. In fact, I could even use a Crush to set that up. So I'm going to use Weird Reconstruction for self-heal.
Collaboration confers advantage.
Crush sets up our ability to Acid Rain the enemy backline, and in doing so, make sure that neither of them gets another action.
Agony by accumulation. In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
Wish I had, like, any bleed resistance. Just seems like it'd be good. Gotta roll the vendor on the character with low health. Also get some block tokens. Those are worth their weight in gold. Yeah, I want to play with putting myself on death's door here. This has got to... Ooh, it's not the crit to act next, that's fine. And you'll go down to death's door, great. Now's a great time for a good heal, right? I guess technically that kind of counts. Don't like getting down to death's door on the old Barristan here, though. Let's Pass for some stress as well as some healing.
Self-reliance is a rare and wonderful thing.
I'm gonna crit heal Barristan, put myself back down on death's door, get another dodge trigger and another crit trigger. Please don't kill. Hey! 18 health! That's some. That's more than none. Stand fast, buddy. Try not to take too much damage.
A steady subtraction, an invariable result.
Ooh, I can't use Deathless for another round. Cool. Take some stress off of you.
An interminable conflict. Incremental, but deadly all the
Bleed him
same.
so much more than I heal him. Also, he doesn't heal from this next stop. Also for some stress removal, as well as another buff there. Without crit token, I'm using Deathless to save Barristan by throwing the Flagellant. Another Death's Door trigger. We never dodge.
Dragged back from the brink.
Oh boy. Sure, we did bleed, but at least I actually managed to deal some damage there. Let's remove the blindness via the milk-soaked linen there. 5 damage. I mean, I will eventually need to do damage to the enemy if I'm going to be able to take him out at all. I go back down to Death's Door if I attack, unfortunately. I have to use Lash's Gift. Thank you for keeping him alive. We'll roll the bolster token for the stress recovery and weakness removal as well.
Well done.
The enemy is now on Death's Door. At the start of their turn, they will die to their DOT.
Deliberate and methodical appliance of harm.
Alright. Thank you! Dark Impulse! Like, plus 50% to bleed resistance. Ah, I need something like that so bad. I don't really see it going along with the stealth item that we have, though. Get rid of the wolf's blood and the insulating insignia. We've got nothing along the upcoming road, and we make our way towards the inn. Unfortunately, there's not that many characters that can sit in the position that the Grave Robber was previously occupying and really help us. Plague Doctor, Plague Doctor, Plague Doctor, Plague Doctor?
There are yet places such as this,
Damn it.
where a little light still gathers.
Sarmenti has joined the expedition, being our jester. Sarmenti also has a bum leg, got a lazy eye on John, who does use ranged skills. Rude. Marms is now a scroll scrounger, and Jazzy has gained steady, extra resolute chance as well as lower chance to move. We completed the region's goal, getting the Price of Pride. Which will be Jazzy's kind of thing here. I'm going to use Whittling Tools to remove some stress off of you. Going to remove your disease also in hemorrhagic fever. And then I'm going to do a mistake here by using the slime mold afterwards. Thankfully, we get away with it. Alright, Jazzy. Your second item should now be the Price of Pride. When you are hit, a third chance to gain a Block Plus token. And your Bellow now has chances to stun the enemy. So maybe upgrading the Bellow seems like a reasonable choice at this point in time. So the Fishmonger's gloves, one of the reasons I didn't throw them away is because of the possibility of getting some Anti the Jester. I don't like the idea of you trying to run a stealth build, though. So I need to try and get a serrated item. Let's have a look at the provisioner.
Precious relics remind us of a time before the end.
Ooh, luxury gear in the Windchime. Random hero after each location loses some stress. I do like the sound of that. None of these are serrated, unfortunately. So it may take me a while to find something serrated.
Your coach must be maintained if it is to carry you where you must go.
Sprawl, the Shroud, the Sluice. None of them are the Fator.
Experimentation. Your academic instincts serve you well.
I mean, I think I want to go to the Sluice. It doesn't cost us a region, but it does give us the opportunity to try and get more powerful. I mean, there's the Bounty Hunter if I really want him here. Does give us the opportunity to get more powerful in that area. By doing so, I might be able to level out some of the difficulties we've had so far. Jazzy in the front line, you need to get bleed resistance. 100%.
One learns quickly when survival demands it.
And I believe I have an in item, yes, a Clotting Poultice, which you should hold. Let's have another look at our trinkets. So yes, you may have something serrated, cementy. But what if you also had Dark Impulse, giving you plus 50% to your bleed resistance, so you don't have to worry as much about the possibility of you missing, at least at the moment. Although, I guess I don't have any serrated items right now, so giving you that at all doesn't even seem to make sense. However, blinding the enemy targets when I try and harvest seems pretty good. Drop Battle Ballad for harvest here. Echoing March for bringing one of the enemy units forward. Interesting. I think I'll think about that as we go onwards, not necessarily immediately act on it. Bolster would have gotten so much extra power out of being upgraded before that. Did I upgraded Dead of Night, didn't I? Yeah, so unfortunately one of the masteries is already gone. Bellow removes crit tokens from targets as well after the upgrade. Yep. My control of the enemy backline just got much worse. So I wonder if part of my upgrade path here should be Acid Rain to put out extra damage against that backline. I don't think I have the ability to put Fester on myself. Lash's Gift, I really wish this upgraded to give more health. Maybe I should. When I say maybe I should, I'm upgrading Deathless to give more health though. because having another way reliably to heal in this party, as it turns out, actually is very necessary. As much as I didn't want it to be, it is. Heading to the Provisioner again, though. Samenti? There we go. Cool. Heading to the Provisioner again, though. We can see the wind chime. Chance to produce woven items. Like bandages? I mean, bandages are pretty important.
Anything that lets us travel further is worth the cost.
Chance to produce restorative items. I feel like that's never occurred. Compress kit. Increases stacking by 4 poultices. By 6 per stack. Wait, none of these count as poultices? What? Oh, it's the in items, yeah, clarifying poultice, plotting poultice, those kinds of things. Oh man, that's significantly less interesting. I think it's quite likely I drop the
This will serve well.
compress kit for the wind chime here. That's 2 pieces of luxury gear. We also have plus 5% to stress resistance per luxury gear item. So if I go to the Provisioner and take the final piece of luxury gear for woven items, which I'm going to be doing, I now have 15% resistance for stress on all of my characters. I remove 1 stress from each from a random hero after each location, and I have 3 members in the party who have stress management skills, and we have the Flagellant that has another 25% to their stress resist. I feel like that's a pretty comfortable position to be in for us. Let's have a look at our combat items. Preventing being blighted is pretty important. Preventing being bled would also be pretty important for the next area. Or at least recovering from the bleed, if nothing else. Alright. For exactly that reason, I'm going to take 2 bandages. We will pop those on Samenti. Go to the route, select the Sluice.
Everywhere. In need.
And final check. Do I need to alter people's relationships? Yes, Samenti has a negative relationship with everyone. Do I have a decent amount of whiskey? Two whiskey gets Samenti and Moms to have a neutral relationship. Samenti and John will do the same. Alright. Let's rest and then head to the Sluice. We do get 2 relationships. Neither of them feature Samenti, so they're probably positive. Hopeful.
Aspiration unites the hopeful.
Yeah, vulnerability, hex, and suffer. 2 skills that I don't have tagged. Amorous.
While the heart still beats, desire will never die.
Yeah, that's such a type of couple. Weird Reconstruction now heals Jazzy 10% just by default. And Bolster heals Moms by 10% by default. That's really, really good. This episode is really, really long. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game is Being Darkest Dungeon 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my content in the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendation, though, is down below. String past the names of the people who are generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsyPlays at or above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Eloise. Hopefully you'll be enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see y'all next time.